Okay, we are back on Grimnasty TV. A new horizon, a new journey through the fog. Okay, so this is the Hollywood figure that is going to be at the 42 event I'm going to be working on. And I'm pretty excited about it. Usually I start out with a sketch to kind of create a preliminary idea of pose, anatomy, shit like that. I want to put the cape on, just like on Cool World when she at the end with the cape and all this shit and the badass shit. So what you're seeing is a doodle of a rocket or a missile, if you will, with the shark face on it. And it's alive, obviously, with a mohawk. And it's breaking the barrier. It's coming through the barrier out the other side and coming into this place that we are at. So it's pretty cool. You can see like a little bomb character in there. I just wanted it to be like very expressive and very electric and exciting and just bubbly and cool and exciting and awesome. So I don't really, I want to interact with you guys, and I don't have a few ideas as to what kind of clothes I want to put on, but I haven't finalized an idea, and I would like to hear some feedback from you folks out there and to tell me what you think. And keep in mind, we are sexual beings at our core, so let's just kind of embrace that and not shy away from it. I don't want you to have a stigma in your mind from seeing this. This is a work of art. So I don't want people to think that I'm trying to be filthy or anything like that. This is going to be a statue for people to have in their homes. Okay, so I have been going through some stuff over the past couple of days, and it came out of nowhere, and it didn't seem to have a rhyme or reason to it. So the aftermath brought a result that I want to speak about that is making me realize that maybe it was related to it. So if you ever have you ever hear about menopause, like hot flashes, things like heat that makes a change from one thing to another, like on American Werewolf in London, when he turned into a werewolf, he got hot. The eyes and the face gets hot when it's bringing forth the being that's on the inside. So all of this heat is bringing forth a transformation, and it brought on some feelings of, like, I guess, I don't know how to explain it, because nothing happened in the day that make me feel that way. It just came out of nowhere. So the result after it was this morning. I woke up and I was like this morning, and it was not the normal girth, if that makes sense. It was a half size more. So it was where normally the fingers touch, it slightly was not touching. And I was kind of like, what's going on? This shit really is working like a motherfucker. But that is what happened after that. And now I feel better, but I'm slowly coming out of it. And I feel really hot too still. My head and everything feel really warm, and I feel like I want to start just sweating. And the sun is not even out. The sun has not been out for the past few days. So what did I do to achieve this? What I did is I put apple cider vinegar in there, and I've been still stimulating it, the prostate, because you got to do that. And the block is in there somewhere. So what you want to do is the apple cider vinegar, you want to find some kind of baster or something, because the sphincter closes up and it can't get in there, like stops it. So you got to be able to get it to go down all the way to where the block is. So basically, essentially, once that happens, out of that area is going to be like fire shooting out, like your face. When you put turpentine in your face, it's the same thing. And that is the most hot, that is the hottest area on the whole alignment. And if you look at like kids' toys, you'll see like the biggest ring around the post is the biggest one, is the root. And then it gets smaller as it goes to the top. So that's like the blaster. And yeah, so very interesting. When I immediately attended to that, I was very excited too, because I was like, hey man, this is going to be great, right? Because you immediately acknowledge that this is going to be like pretty explosive, and it was. And not only that, going to the bathroom afterwards was almost like a normal, regular one. And I was just sitting over like, oh, I'm going to pee, but this is not like going to pee. Woo. It was cool, man. I'm like, damn, man, we're supposed to be enjoying life. Like every aspect of life is supposed to be like wonderful. So the higher the ante goes, the more you go, and you want to sun gaze while you're doing all this. Otherwise, you're tapping these chakras and you're not putting energy in them. And energy is what allows it to transcend to another level beyond all of the poison and stuff that they're spraying and all this bullshit that they're doing. You might as well call it 5L at this point, or 5B, from what I'm gathering, unless I'm being lied to still somehow, because I know how diabolical deception is going in this place now. It's like everybody is constantly lying. And then when you get to the end, motherfuckers are still lying, and you're just like, damn. you can't get a break from all the lies. Like, I'm just constantly being lied to from everyone around me. So yeah, but it is refreshing to find somebody in here that tells the truth, and it is refreshing. It is a relief. From what I'm also been gathering is I'm thinking that this might actually be the creator's daughter, but I could be wrong about that. And these are all hunches. These are things that are forming. And it seems pretty obvious. And I've been seeing her a lot more lately. The same place. And I think that there's hot spots in this world. There are hot spots. There's portals. There's places that are more prone to the appearance of such. And this being is disappearing because this would disappear if we knew that this was just a simulation. So whereas the meat and potatoes really makes a difference, they put that difference on this area, on this being, so we can't make a connection. It's simple as that. So this being is disappearing, a lot like a Marty McFly photo, where you see the head and then you don't see the rest or whatever. The second time I saw her, and I see her all the time, I see the creator all the damn time, but this is a little different. It's almost like she's physically showing up in a physical flesh form. That's like, it's just a little different. So, and since I'm seeing this, I'm making effort, to mention all these different details that I'm noticing. So, the second time I saw her at the grocery store, it's the same store. So I'm thinking there's a hot spot or something. I went there, and she was leaning up against the wall, kind of like, like how you just kind of sit with one leg back and you have your arm like this, and then you have this arm kind of on that arm, and it's just kind of just sitting there chilling. She had red lipstick on, and I was just like, wow, there you are. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking to myself, this is getting ready. I'm getting closer to this. Then, maybe like a few days ago, I was dancing to the music and sun gazing and hatch, and faintly she showed up, almost as if it was like I was using my imagination. And she was so transparent that I couldn't really barely see her that much. So I could tell that she was trying to get me to practice this perception. So she starts dancing. I'm dancing already. She starts dancing. And then she starts walking back to this area back here. So at that point, she lays down, and then she kind of puts like her feet like near my face. And it's like I'm practicing my electrical perception. Can you see me? Can you see me? And I'm just like, yeah, I can see you. What the hell? And I'm thinking I'm using my imagination, but this shit is really happening. I'm like, this shit is happening right next to me. Like, it's a trip. So our imagination is not real. Our imagination is just perception into the fourth dimension. And they tell us, oh, you're just using your imagination. Don't worry about it. Oh, you see faces on stuff, that's pareidolia. It's part of your imagination, It's just it's nothing. So, yeah, they're attacking this. So, the heat, let's talk about that again. This heat. The hotter I get, the more this unblocks, the more it becomes like this. The more the thing is acting as an antenna, the more this is signaling the Most High, or a version of the Most High, if you will. And it is all coming to fruition in real life. It's like some kind of fantasy or something. So, let's talk about this heat some more. Right here, this. And I'm noticing what is causing this. And I thought it was like makeup or something. But this is a smoldering of the face, if I'm not mistaken. Because whenever this happens to me, it feels like my cheeks are like hot as a motherfucker. Like they're very extremely like, and this, you know, I'm doing the best I can to tear into it, but it's very hot, and that's pretty much what I'm looking for. That's what I'm trying to get used to, is this heat, and it goes straight to the cheeks, and I'm starting to realize that that's like it's like some kind of smoldering that's going on, and I presume that at some point towards the end, I'll probably end up with cheeks like that myself, like burned in. So yeah, pretty interesting, huh, folks? Pretty interesting. Look, it's telling you to get to the holiest of holies. Fun. Go for it. Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. So, that's exactly what we're looking at. The Arctic Circle that blocks out all the fun. She's busting through it. She's carrying the spear of destiny. Everybody's having a great time, looking for a brand new bright future. And you should be too. Onward through the fog we go. We lift our spirits up, and we don't hang on to negative, what appears to be infiltrations. But maybe it might be something good happening. Maybe it might be a transformation. And when it is, we figure it out, and we get awake to such. And when we get awake, we stay awake.